Welcome back to 1990s Japan, because for 20 points this week you can go ahead and get the Toyota Soarer from 1997. Not to be confused with the Lexus we already have in game. This thing has got a whopping 276 brake horsepower, 279 foot-pounds of torque, and weighs a whopping 3,461 pounds, so it's very, very heavy indeed. When you compare this to the Toyota, I think it's SC300 that we already have in the game, it does look pretty similar indeed. In fact, it is pretty much the entire same body style. The only thing that's really changed are the badges. Until we get to the inside, there is a massive difference on the inside, because if we look in the middle here, we have got a digital dash from the 1990s, which honestly is probably one of the coolest things that I've seen in a very, very long time indeed. And now let's go ahead and take a listen to this thing. So here we are now in the upgrade shop. The first thing you're doing is going straight over to conversion to see what we have this thing. Going to engine swaps, we have 4 available. We've got the 6.2 litre V8. We have got ourselves the 2.6 litre inline-6 twin turbo. We have got the racing 3 litre, also known as the 2JZ. And also the option to make this thing sound like a dentist drill with the 2.6 litre 4-rotor racing engine. A lot of engines, a lot of good choices. Going to drivetrains, you also have the option to make this thing all-wheel drive, which we'll do a bit later on in this video. In the meantime, going to aero and appearance, we've got a few options this time, because we have got ourselves the Origin Lab front bumper. We of course have ourselves the option to take off the rear wing or put on the Forza rear wing, which just, it doesn't suit this thing. We also have the option for the Origin Lab rear bumper, making the exhaust even bigger. And of course, we have got the Origin Lab side skirts as well to give this thing the full Origin Lab body kit. And to be honest, it doesn't look half bad. So as advised by my mechanic Mac, there's some very interesting things going on with the exhaust. So here is the street exhaust. Here is the sports exhaust. And apparently the race exhaust is meant to sound, well, very quiet in comparison to the rest. Okay. However, speaking of our local mechanic Mac, there is a brand new tune from him for this car. Here's a share code, feel free to go ahead and grab that for yourself, and we're going to do that right now and see what it's all about. So with these upgrades, we're now at £2,877 and just a shade over 420 brake horsepower at the top of A-Class. So let's go ahead, install, and see how this does on a race. So with that tune installed, we are now over at the paint shop. Going to advanced, there is sadly nothing in advanced, but going to manufacturer colours, we've got a whopping 1, 2, 3 different colours for this thing, and I really, really like the blue. I think that might actually stay. Now, a while ago, I did get to see a Toyota Soarer in person. It's a very, very interesting car. I've not seen the Lexus counterpart yet, but I wouldn't mind seeing that as well, just so I can say I've seen kind of like, I guess like the two of them. I don't know if you consider them, quote, car cousins or something, but honestly, it'd be pretty cool to be able to say that I've seen both. And away we go, we're up against a whole bunch of other various assorted retro sports cars. So let's go ahead and see it. Can we go from 8th and finish in first place? I'm hoping so. I've not driven this tune before, but from the first initial corner, this thing is very, very grippy. Wow, okay. Oh, this is cool. I like this. From that first little section alone, we're already up in 4th. And currently doing over 200 kilometers an hour as well, which is weird to see in a right-hand drive car. I'm not used to that. Well, now I've got to deal with the Nissan Z as well. Cool. Anyway, in case you're interested, you can find these for sale on Auto Trader, essentially the UK's kind of like online car market, for anywhere between £5,000 to £12,500. And in case you're wondering, this is how much it is in American dollars, because I know a lot of you are very curious about that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and just take a second. Now, I don't know how many of these have ever really been made, but as far as it goes for like very specific manual models of this car, there's approximately 120 for this specific like car year. But if you know of any, and you know how many of these were made in total, including all the automatic versions, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'm very curious. And into first we go. First place anyway. If I'd have taken it into first, I might have just blown up the gearbox. 95%, one more turn to go. There we go. There's a fair amount of distance from us and everybody else. And across the line with a very nice first place and a time of, let's see, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Not bad. And so, with a very decent race result, we are now back in the upgrade shop. But before we go any further, we'll go into the drag tune in just a moment. This is Series 39, so now we've got the Horizon backstage. And to be honest, the way this works is, well, you have to pick a set of cars, and I think, although the Toronto is nice, there is a lot of ways you can get them at the moment. So we're going to go with the Lotus Esprit and the VK Commodore. But is that the right choice? Let me know what you pick in the comments. Okay, and now it's our turn to go on to the drag tune. So we're going to go ahead, do the usual, bring up the share code. There it is. Feel free to go ahead and grab that for yourself. And we're going to go ahead and grab the drag tune as well. And hopefully it'll be pretty good indeed. So with all the parts installed or about to be installed, we're at 2,960 pounds with 1,270 brake horsepower. This is going to be chaotic. And personally, I cannot wait. Now, the blue's good, but then again, so is bright green. I mean, hey, then I can call it eco-friendly. Okay, here we are now over at the edge of the festival. Let's go ahead and get a wheelie check out of this thing. What do we get? Do we get anything? Yes, we do. We do. Did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. Right, here we are now over at the edge of the drag strip. Let's go ahead and get ourselves onto launch control. And away we go. It's going to be interesting. The thing I've noticed this time that's very, very intriguing to me is 1,270 brake horsepower, but there was no anti-lag, which is very, very unlike max builds. Anyway, through the camera at 199.52 and off the end of the drag strip at 224 and 0 brakes. Oh dear. I'll learn one of these days. Okay, so now we've got the chance to actually modify this thing ourselves. We're going straight for the Origin Lab body kit because honestly, it just looks cool indeed, and it looks arguably even nicer in the green. I'm not going to lie, it does kind of, I don't know what it is, but it just makes it look cool. But now we get a chance to have a go and make this thing our own. So we're going to go ahead, throw it onto some good old-fashioned semi-slicks, and we're also going to go ahead and make those pretty wide indeed. We're also going to go ahead, slap in the 2J and a whole bunch of other things, and well, I'll be back when we've done all that. Okay, so cutting back in early, I'm just putting this together. I've thrown on the drift suspension, and look how low this thing is to the ground. It looks like it could scrape on a leaf. And in case you're wondering, here are the stats for my sort of, throw it together, spur of the moment kind of build. So let's go ahead and see how quick it actually is. However, the one bit I did remember is this week's Forza shop. For 550 points, we've got the Bugatti EB110. We also have a shiny, brand new backstage pass, yours for only 1,000 points. We also have the white skinny jeans as well. We've got the TVR Cerberus Speed 12 and the dial-up modem car horn, which sounds a bit like this. Excellent, it sounds a bit like my brain trying to record this video. Anyway, we've also got the Horizon Super Wheelspin and the regular Horizon Wheelspin as well. And now, out to the motorway. Which of course means it's time for everyone's favourite game. How close have I gotten to the motorway grade? Let's see, how far have we got today? Are we close to it? Actually, I guess kind of we just need to move forward a bit. There we go, much better. Right, let's go ahead and put ourselves on launch control, this time with anti-lag, and away we go with 1,270 brake horsepower, an absolute Toyota-filled chaos machine, and let's go ahead and see what we can do. I'm hoping for a very high top speed out of this thing because I've got a lot of high hopes for this car. And out of the speed zone, 248.25 miles an hour. This thing is seriously speedy, but we've still got the downhill and speed cameras to go where we could get this thing to go even quicker, which honestly sounds quite terrifying, but also fun. And through the camera, 256.64, going downhill, 261, 262, 263, 264, 265 even. This thing is stupidly fast, and honestly, I love it. And now we get to throw this thing sideways too, because we are right here at our local favourite drift zone. Let's go ahead and see what we get out of this thing. We get one wall tap, which is, well, not quite what we're after, but we get 37,944 points on the first run. All I've got to do now is fix the dent. Alright, here we go for round number 2. We've got quite a fair score to beat. Can we do it? I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so. But this thing really does want to keep straightening out. But out the other side at 37,652. I'm sure given some more time I could get a better score out of this. But well, that's an off-camera job. In the meantime, that is this thing, the absolutely insane Toyota Soarer. It is only 20 points and definitely worth grabbing for yourself. It's definitely performance filled, and if that's not your thing, at least get it for the digital dash. That looks amazing. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And as ever, thank you very much for watching. Tech out. See ya! To space with ye!